today. Look what else is in the port at Hannibal. Here's the park. Here's the lighthouse. Okay, here we go. Here's some tugboats as well.
Well, come this time tomorrow, reckon I don't know where I'll be. But if it wasn't for that old sheriff, I'd be back in Tennessee, playing cards and crap games, not looking for the score. And if I ever get back home again, I'll never roam no more.
Captain warned you about. So if you're outside and forward of the pilot house, now would be a great time to cover your ears. Here we go.
Gather round, good time, boys. Right from wrong. Buy yourself a postcard, see the lights of town. Find yourself
Here
a
we go.
girl, find yourself.
There's the Mark Twain Bridge.
Is that a railroad bridge?
The one past it is the railroad bridge. Yep. Carterville over there with the lighthouse. Used to be much taller.
bridge, larger span. That is called the cross span or the navigation span. And if we walk through the bridge today, we have to bring you in bridge master. If there are no trains in the area, they will lift that span 40 feet higher than it is right now and allow us to go underneath railroads and give the right to span the rivers. They're not allowed to impede the traffic. On the Illinois side of the bridge, and behind it, we see the silos and the storage bins of the East Hannibal Grain Terminal. This has all been operated by a consolidated grain and barge company, and this is where local farmers take their grain to sell at market prices. They transfer the grain from their trucks to the silos and bins, later to river markets. We'll see some markets just a bit later in our trip. Now they primarily take on wheat, corn, soybeans, and highway bridge. On that bridge pier you see numbers. As the numbers go up the pier they get smaller. Now these numbers are telling us the amount of clearance we have underneath the bridge. Showing us today 63 feet. We require right after this. If during the trip you have a question, feel free to ask any member of our crew down the main deck in the concession area. Gentlemen is ready to serve you today. Deck crew on board, we have Cody and Colton. I'm Captain Smith. If you have a question about Hamilton or Mark Twain or Riverboat or anything else, you can ask one of us and we'll be sure to make up a real good answer. She would sit atop that ledge and watch the river go by. Well, one evening as she was seated up there, she saw a canoe put out from the Illinois shore. A young Illini brave who had heard of her beauty paddled across the big water and scaled that cliff just to be with her. They became friends, eventually lovers, and each evening at sundown would meet on that ledge. Finally, the chief of the Fox tribe, the young maiden's father, heard of their meeting, and he forbade his daughter from ever seeing the Illini brave again. For these nations of Indians were at war, and she had disgraced him in the eyes of his tribe by associating with the enemy. The young princess disobeyed her father. She snuck out of camp and continued to meet the brave atop that rock. One evening as she was leaving camp, the wise old chief just happened to spot her. Now he followed her to that ledge and found her in the arms of her lover, the brave he'd forbidden her to see. This enraged the old gentleman so much, he pulled an arrow from his quiver. He placed it in his bow. He aimed directly at his only daughter's heart. The young brave, acting quickly, grabbed the young maiden in his arms. They ran to the edge of that ledge, took one last look, and they jumped. How wide is the river here at Hannibal? Well, back up behind us at the highway bridge, the river is about 3/8 of a mile across. This is one of the narrower sections of the river. That's why you see the bridges built there. Where we're at right now is closer to 1/2 mile wide, but it's hard to tell it because of the islands to our left. Our depth sounder showing 38 feet of water beneath the boat. Now, to our left, over by the islands, today it is less than 6 feet deep. The further south you go, the deeper the water gets. By the time you're down to New Orleans, the river's over 100 feet deep. Back in the days when Sam Clemens was a pilot, if they wanted or needed to know how deep the water was, they had a man called a leadsman who would stand on the bow of the boat or in a skiff ahead of the boat. He would drop a weighted line or a pole into the water. This pole was marked off every 6 feet. If he had 2 marks go in the water, he would holler to the pilot, "Mark Twain." The pilot aboard the vessel then knew they had at least 12 feet of water to run through. and this was considered safe water for their boats. Well, Sam Clemens was on the river for 4 years. The first 2 years as an apprentice, the last 2 as the pilot in command. He did all of his steamboating between St. Louis and New Orleans. Along into the 4th year of his steamboat career, the Civil War got close to the Mississippi. They started to shoot at steamboats. Well, Sam Clemens was not particularly fond of being shot at, so he left the river, and he went on to do other things. Now, he continued to write. It was the fashion in those days to use a pen name or an alias. Now, he chose the river term that he'd learned while on the Mississippi, the term that means safe water. He chose the name Mark Twain. He used this name as he lectured in the United States and abroad, and also as he wrote the books for which he is now famous. Look directly to the left. Floating in the middle of the river, we have one loaded barge. It's tied off to an anchor barge. Coming up on our left, we have 4 loaded barges tied off to a different anchor barge. Now, all 5 of these barges are standard river box barges. They're fully loaded with Portland cement. And they may sit here for a day, a week, or even longer. Then eventually a towboat's going to come along to push them on downriver. These barges measure 195 feet long, 35 feet wide, 12 feet deep. When fully loaded like they are today, they hold at least 52,000 bushel or 1,500 ton of cargo each. The mainline towboat on the river above St. Louis is allowed to push up to 15 of these loads at one time, 3 wide, 5 long. And when pushing 15 loads, they equal the capacity of a train with 225 jumbo hopper cars. That's a train that's around 2¼ miles long. If you convert this into trucks, space them legally on the highway, that convoy of trucks is going to stretch over 35 miles in length, as it takes over 900 semi-trailers to fill 15 barges. Grain moved on the river is moved at a savings of over 50% of what it costs to go overland.
Say hi, Donna. Hi, Donna.
All right, looks like the train's going. It's probably all full of cement too. That's where Sawyer's
available for tour. In the evenings, well, come back and take a dinner cruise with us. 2-hour cruise, 2-entree meal, live entertainment. It's a great night out on the river. Leaves the dock at 6:30 Monday through Saturday evenings. And the Haunted Hannibal Ghost Tour leaves from the Hannibal History Museum at 7 o'clock